Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Richard. This is my Dacia Spring, purchased in March 2025. It's currently mid-November 2025, although this may go out at the latter part of November 2025. There we go. First thing, great car. Next thing, currently, because of the cooler weather and the wetter weather, as we're in November, it's now doing about 4.8 miles per kilowatt hour. Yes, so the range is reducing as it's getting colder. Everything is very good on the car. If you're thinking about buying one, go and test drive one, have some fun. I find it a brilliant, cheap, nasty car. I'm saying nasty because I get lots of comments on my reviews of this Dacia Spring and saying it's a cheap, nasty car and things like that, or something to that effect. It is. It's like the Fiat Panda of the 1990s, but it's much better. It is much better. It's a great little car. It really is. What else have I noticed on this car that's relevant as I'm driving through the Staffordshire country roads where I live? The tyres. The original tyres are still on this car. The OEM tyres that came with the car. At first, in March of 2025, when it was wet and cold in the UK, the tyres seemed very slippery and not great grip and not great performance. Now is the time, in November 2025, that I am thinking whether I should change the tyres or not. And now we've got into November and it's much wetter and it's getting much colder. The tyres, having performed 6,000 miles through the summer, seem to be much better than they were in March of 2025 when it was colder and wetter and all that good stuff. So now I'm thinking, do I bother changing the tyres? Because they are actually working really well, especially down the country lanes that this car tends to work. And because we're in the country lanes and the roads are full of potholes and things like that, I would just like to say the suspension on the car is also very good. Yeah, I'm just saying. So this morning, I had to go to a place called Ironbridge near Telford. From my house in Eccleshall to Ironbridge is about 25 miles. So a round trip was 50 miles, which I've just performed. Last night the car was on charge and I woke up this morning with what was showing 99% fully charged. I don't know why it didn't go up to 100% and showed the range of 121 miles. Are you finding that the range on your electric car is reducing now we're getting colder and moving towards autumn? Sorry, not autumn, we're already in autumn, but moving towards and through autumn into winter. Are you finding that your charging range from up to 100%, let's say, is reducing? The mileage is reducing. In the summer, it was getting a range of about 133 miles, or certainly shown on the dial that it had got 133 miles. Now it's about 120 miles. My journey of 50 miles and back, so it had 120 miles on the clock of range. My journey was 50 miles there and back to Ironbridge, back to Eccleshall. I did have the heating on, and you know, because it's getting colder. And when I got home, the range of the battery was showing 50 miles left. So to do a 50-mile journey actually took 70 miles worth of range from the battery. Is that what you experience? I don't know. You tell me. This is my first EV car, and it was purchased on a numbers basis, not from a passion or not from a passion perspective. It was based on purchased, or it's PCP actually, so it wasn't purchased. It's like a lease agreement, but it was, let's say, purchased on a numbers game. It had to meet the right business numbers, and it hasn't failed. It's been wonderful. It really has been wonderful. The total cost of ownership on this on a monthly basis is, from a business perspective, is brilliant. It really does work. So if you're the kind of person that, you know, travels, let's say 100 miles or less a day, then you might want to consider one of these, because they are super cheap to run as a total cost of ownership. And when I say total cost of ownership, I'm talking about it from an accountancy perspective. I'm not an accountant, but I understand what total cost of ownership is. If you're not sure what that means, look it up on Google. It's the entirety of paying for something, including depreciation and all that kind of rubbish, of which depreciation doesn't come into this play, because it's on, in effect, a long-term lease through what we call in the UK a PCP agreement, and because it didn't have a deposit that was required to get the vehicle. It's like a lease agreement. I didn't have to pay £2,000 on this. It was zero deposit, so it's like a hire car. Although you do have to pay for the tyres and the wear and tear and the servicing. But it's like a hire car. But a very cheap hire car. I mean, this costs about £190 a month. It does cost £190 a month. And of course, in 2026, I believe the new road tax for this car will be £200 or £195, thereabouts. But she's been absolutely wonderful. I cannot fault her. I work from home. This car is generally used by Tina, who goes and does her work in the community and all that good stuff, and it works out perfectly. It really does work out perfectly. If you're into community nursing or something like that, where you're travelling around all day from house to house offering personalised care, maybe you should consider getting one of these, because, you know, Tina never gets up to 100 miles in a day through the puddles, but she uses this on roads like the country roads that I'm in at the moment, which you haven't got a camera facing forward. So I appreciate that you can't see where I'm going. But still, it's a great car. The heater works perfectly. It's very, very warm in here, and the suspension works great. I've already said that. And the tyres, after 6,000 miles, seem to have worn in. They're far superior than they were in March 2025. I know I keep on repeating this, but it's significant, because I'm now at the point where, based on the last 6 months worth of ownership, 7 months, 8 months, yes, of this vehicle, we're now getting to the point where, do we change the tyres for more performant tyres? Now it's getting wet and cold. And actually, these tyres feel okay. So, and I don't know if you've got a Dacia Spring. Have you? I know a lot of people have commented in the past how they've changed the tyres, but have you kept the original tyres and found after a few thousand miles that when it becomes wet and cold, that actually the performance on the tyres increases? It doesn't get worse, it gets better. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your thoughts. One of the problems that we have noticed, and this is the only problem that we've noticed really, is the inbuilt navigation on the Extreme. The navigation is called HERE, H-E-R-E. That has stopped working. We do need to take it back to the dealership and get that fixed. How they will fix it, don't know. Obviously some software update has failed in the very recent past. And it's stopped work, and the navigation system that is inbuilt has stopped working. Oh, by the way, I'm not sponsored by Dacia or anything like that. This is completely unsponsored. It is a great car. If it was shit, I would tell you. I guess it's not the best car to take a journey to the Alps. Yeah? I guess it's not the best car to take a journey across Europe. I'm sure other electric cars would be much better. I would prefer to go across Europe in my diesel Mercedes because it's cheaper. When you're doing long journeys and filling up with electricity, recharging the battery at these public charge points that are charging 89 pence, and I'm sure you can get better deals than that. The economies do not stack up correctly. It's just far too expensive. Recently I went on a journey through Scotland and did 950 miles in diesel. That cost about £125. The similar calculation for this, based on 89 pence per kilowatt hour charging, would have been £165. Yeah? Just telling you. Come on, do something. So for longer journeys where you're using public charging, they are more expensive than diesel or petrol equivalents. Bearing in mind my diesel Mercedes does about 50 miles per gallon on a long journey. Yes? And that's calculated at refueling. It's not what the computer says, although the computer does say 50 miles per gallon. This is actually calculated at how much fuel goes into the car. Yeah? Any questions? Leave them below. Love to know what your comments are about this car. I know there's a lot of people that just do not like it. They just don't like this car. They say it's cheap and nasty. It is cheap. It's not nasty, but if you own a Porsche, I can understand that you might think it's nasty. It's not nasty. It is cheap, but it is a great little fun car. Hope this helped you, and I hope it meant something to you. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. If you would, that would be greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed the video and you thought it meant something to you, was thought-provoking, give it a like. Don't forget to comment, and drive safely. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.